January 1, 2024, News Report 1. On January 1, 2024, Chinese President Xi Jinping delivered a New Year's message, emphasizing the inevitability of national reunification and urging compatriots on both sides of the strait to join hands in achieving the great glory of national rejuvenation. President Xi acknowledged economic challenges, including business pressures, employment difficulties, and natural disasters, but regarded them as normal on the path of progress, expressing hope for joint efforts by the people to face these challenges. Simultaneously, Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen, in her New Year's speech, highlighted the importance of cross-strait relations, pledging to maintain the status quo and demonstrating determination to strengthen defense. She expressed hope for peaceful, equal, and democratic dialogue between the two sides to restore healthy and orderly exchanges, seeking a path of long-term stability and peaceful coexistence. In North Korea, the Central Committee of the Workers' Party met on December 30, with leader Kim Jong-un stating that reunification between North and South Korea is impossible, and their relationship has become hostile. Kim expressed concern about military threats from the United States, emphasizing North Korea's overwhelming war response capability. On the other hand, South Korean President Yoon Hee-yoo announced plans to complete the construction of a threat deterrent mechanism with the United States in the first half of 2024 to block the danger of North Korean nuclear missiles at the source. He emphasized the goal of building genuine, permanent peace without relying on goodwill from the other side. News Report 2. On the 45th anniversary of diplomatic relations between China and the United States, leaders Xi Jinping and U.S. President Biden exchanged congratulatory letters. President Xi noted the ups and downs in the 45-year history of Sino-U.S. relations, emphasizing mutual respect, peaceful coexistence, and win-win cooperation. He urged the implementation of agreements to promote stable development. President Biden acknowledged the contributions of the bilateral relationship to global prosperity and opportunities, committing to responsible management and further progress in U.S.-China relations. Additionally, the U.S. Embassy announced a reduction in documentation requirements for tourist visa applications to China starting January 1, 2024. Applicants are no longer required to provide materials such as flight tickets, hotel bookings, itinerary, or invitation letters, streamlining the visa application process for those traveling to China. News Report 3. On January 1, the three presidential candidates in Taiwan held their only debate on December 30, responding to questions from opponents and media representatives. When asked about the biggest sovereignty threat to Taiwan, two candidates avoided answering directly, while Lai Ching-te explicitly stated that the People's Republic of China poses the greatest threat. He emphasized reducing the risk of war if elected, uniting Taiwan, strengthening economic defense, and collaborating with the democratic camp. Lai Ching-te questioned candidate Hou Yui's adherence to the 1992 consensus, stating that it is now 2024, and accepting the consensus is embracing a new form of Taiwanese centrism. Hou Yui did not directly respond but emphasized the enduring presence of the Republic of China's constitution, opposing Taiwan independence and the one country, two systems model. Additionally, during the vice presidential debate, candidate Xiao Meiqi pointed out the international risk posed by the Chinese Communist Party, and candidate Chao Mei-chin criticized the Kuomintang's attitude toward the visit of former U.S. House Speaker Pelosi to Taiwan. Chao deemed the attitude counterproductive to Taiwan's unity and global integration. Chao Xiaokang unexpectedly submitted his resignation during the debate, raising questions about his motivations. Furthermore, the Taiwan Election Commission requested a halt to the publication of election polls from January 3 onwards. The latest poll results showed the Democratic Progressive Party's Lai Xiaopeng leading, with 52.8% of respondents stating they would not switch support if their preferred candidate had a low chance of winning. News Report 4. CNN reports that on New Year's Day 2024, Hamas fired over 20 rockets towards southern and central Israel. The majority were intercepted by the Iron Dome defense system, with no reported casualties. In response, the Israeli military continued airstrikes in the central and southern parts of Gaza, adjusting their operational strategy, anticipating a year-long conflict with Hamas. Prime Minister Netanyahu declared that Israel should control the border region adjacent to Gaza and Egypt to ensure demilitarization post-conflict. Netanyahu also announced intense strikes against Hezbollah in Lebanon and approved plans for military action against Hezbollah's islands, emphasizing a direct attack on Iran if necessary. When asked if he would resign after the Israel-Hamas conflict, Netanyahu stated he had no plans to do so. Additionally, on December 31, the U.S. military announced the sinking of 3 Houthi boats by a U.S. Navy helicopter in the Red Sea. The Houthis were attacking a container ship owned by the Maersk company. This incident is part of ongoing attacks since October. The U.S. established a multinational naval force at the end of December to protect ships from Houthi attacks, and the situation is still developing. News Report 5. According to reports from Japan's Kyodo News, China plans to dispatch Coast Guard vessels to patrol the waters around the Diaoyu Islands every day this year. This plan comes in the context of President Xi Jinping's call to strengthen sovereignty over disputed islands. During his inspection of the Shanghai Coast Guard and the East China Sea Division of the China Coast Guard, President Xi emphasized the unwavering demand for territorial sovereignty, prompting the China Coast Guard to develop a plan to ensure daily patrols around the Diaoyu Islands throughout 2024. The patrols may even involve the expulsion of Japanese fishing vessels, intensifying China's sovereignty claims over the Diaoyu Islands. Last year, Chinese Coast Guard vessels patrolled the Diaoyu Islands for 352 days, and the plan for continuous patrols in 2024 reflects China's firm stance in the region. In the past 2 years, the People's Liberation Army retired 22 Type 056 frigates before their intended lifespan. All these retired frigates have been converted into Coast Guard vessels equipped with powerful weapon systems, including 76mm naval guns, Hongqi-10 short-range air defense missiles, and YJ-83 anti-ship missiles. This upgrade significantly enhances the firepower of these vessels, originally serving in the Navy. This move strengthens China's advantage in confronting Japan in the East China Sea and neighboring countries like the Philippines and Vietnam in the South China Sea. However, such a confrontational posture may escalate regional tensions, posing threats to other nations and potentially harming China's own interests. News Report 6. According to data released by the National Bureau of Statistics on December 31, China's Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index, PMI, for December is 49, a 0.4% decrease from the previous month. The PMI threshold of 50 marks the boundary between expansion and contraction, and China's PMI has remained below 50 for 3 consecutive months, indicating an overall contraction in the manufacturing sector and reflecting a downward trend in the overall economy. Breaking down by enterprise size, the PMI for large enterprises is at 50, a relatively stable figure with a 0.5% decline month-on-month. Medium-sized enterprises are at 48.7, down 0.1%, and small enterprises are at 47.3, down 0.5%. This suggests that small and medium-sized enterprises are facing significant operational challenges. The new orders index is at 48.7, down 0.7% month-on-month, indicating a continuous decline for 3 months. The decrease in the order index suggests a decline in market demand for the manufacturing industry. In addition, according to data released by the National Bureau of Statistics on December 9, the Consumer Price Index, CPI, for November decreased by 0.5%, expanding by 10.3 percentage points compared to October. This is the largest drop since November 2020. However, industrial profit data has been on the rise, reportedly increasing by 29.5% for 4 consecutive months. This contrasting data has raised some skepticism, with suggestions that there may be data manipulation involved. News Report 7. Bloomberg reports that, according to statistics from the Shanghai and Shenzhen stock exchanges, foreign investors' net purchases of Chinese stocks through the Hong Kong Stock Connect totaled $44 billion in 2023, the lowest since 2013. The entire net value of foreign investors' transactions in the Chinese stock market in 2013 was $44 billion, equivalent to $6.2 billion, the lowest level since 2017. This indicates a significant decrease in foreign investors' participation in the Chinese stock market. Prior to this, foreign investors had purchased $6 billion worth of Chinese stocks in 1 month. However, in the entire year of 2013, foreign investors only bought $6.2 billion worth of Chinese stocks. It can be observed that foreign investors' involvement in the Chinese stock market has greatly decreased. According to data from the Financial Times, the amount of foreign capital in the Chinese stock market reached $235 billion, approximately $33 billion, in August 2023 through the Shanghai Hong Kong and Shenzhen Hong Kong Stock Connect programs. However, by December, this figure had dropped to $30.7 billion, an 87% decrease. This suggests a massive withdrawal of foreign investors from the Chinese stock market, leading to a sharp decline and negatively affecting emerging markets. Goldman Sachs chief strategist Theravadi stated that due to the exacerbation of China's real estate crisis and intensification of deflation, China's economy is in trouble. Foreign investors have therefore not been actively buying stocks but withdrawing funds, causing a sharp drop in the Chinese stock market and negative impacts on emerging markets. Last year, the Shenzhen 300 index fell by 12%, marking the third consecutive year of decline. News Report 8. Central News Agency reports, citing data from the National Information Center, that Chen Qing, Deputy Director of the National Information Center of China, mentioned in a post on WeChat that several major cities, including Shanghai, Dongguan, Chengdu, Shenzhen, and Suzhou, experienced a significant decrease in incoming population compared to outgoing population after the Spring Festival last year. This trend indicates a net decrease in population. The article points out that before the Spring Festival in 2023, cities like Shanghai and Dongguan experienced a net decrease in population due to people leaving for the holiday. However, after the Spring Festival, these cities continue to experience a net outflow of population, with Shenzhen being particularly pronounced. Since 2024, the main trend of population movement is that those who left first-tier cities chose to stay in their hometowns or move to provincial capital cities closer by. The main reason is that, against the backdrop of economic downturn, migrant workers are choosing to return to their familiar hometowns, narrowing the radius of job searching. The article emphasizes that this population movement phenomenon has rarely been seen in the 45 years of reform and opening up, indicating a change in the phenomenon where large cities attract populations. While it was previously believed that large cities would continue to grow due to job concentration, people are not rushing to large cities now because of the relatively reduced job opportunities in these cities. News Report 9. In his New Year's speech on January 1, Ukrainian President Zelensky stated that Ukraine's biggest achievement in the past year is that the country and its people have become stronger. He reflected on the moment 676 days ago when he reported the Russian invasion to the nation, a time when many doubted their ability to endure. Zelensky mentioned that in the past year, Ukrainians have successfully overcome difficulties, learned how to resist Russian attacks, adapted to challenges such as power outages, and become stronger. He emphasized that the Ukrainian military has received weapons from the West, and pilots are now proficient in flying F-16 fighter jets. Zelensky stated that 2024 will show Russia the true anger of the Ukrainian people. News Report 10. On January 1, a strong earthquake with a magnitude of 7.6 struck the Noto Peninsula in Ishikawa Prefecture, Honshu, Japan at 4 p.m. local time. The earthquake had a depth of 10 kilometers and triggered a tsunami reaching 5 meters in height, causing severe damage. In the Hokuriku region of western Japan, especially in the city of Wajima in Ishikawa Prefecture near the Japan Sea, 50 buildings collapsed, including a 7-story building. On the same night, a large-scale fire broke out in Wajima, resulting in power outages for 350,000 households. Cabinet Secretary Lin Yoshimasa stated that 6 instances of people being buried alive occurred in Wajima, resulting in 2 deaths. Many citizens were injured, and due to widespread power outages, rescue efforts faced difficulties with a shortage of medical personnel. The Japanese government spokesperson announced that there are no abnormal situations at the Tsuruga nuclear power station in Ishikawa Prefecture. However, transportation lines, including multiple Shinkansen lines such as the Tohoku, Jotsu, and Hokuriku Shinkansen, have been affected by the earthquake. The Noto airport has also been damaged, and the self-defense forces have dispatched 20 aircraft and 9,500 personnel to the disaster area for rescue operations. The Japan Meteorological Agency issued warnings that there may be aftershocks of around magnitude 7 in the next 2 to 3 days. The situation is still developing, and we will continue to monitor the developments. News Report 11. Denmark's Queen Margrethe II announced during her New Year's speech on December 31 that she will officially abdicate on January 14, passing the throne to Crown Prince Frederik. The Queen stated that this decision is due to age and health reasons, as she is no longer able to continue her duties. Queen Margrethe II, aged 83, underwent surgery in February of the previous year. Considering her personal condition, she decided to pass on the throne to the next generation. However, rumors about the sudden abdication suggest that it might be related to preserving her son's marriage by preventing the Crown Prince's divorce. According to reports from the Daily Mail in October of the previous year, Crown Prince Frederik was rumored to be involved in an affair with a woman from Mexico. While these were just rumors, they raised some speculations. Public opinion polls in Denmark show that 85% of the Danish population has a favorable opinion of Crown Prince Frederik and supports him becoming the new king. News Report 12. Shanghai authorities announced the cancellation of the planned light and shadow exhibition and countdown event in the North Bund Deer Zui area on the night of December 31. Simultaneously, police departments across China, including Shanghai, Guangzhou, Wuhan, Nanjing, issued notices prohibiting the use of firecrackers, flying drones, and selling sky lanterns and balloons during the New Year's Eve celebrations to ensure the safety of the events. China's Emergency Management Ministry also called for enhanced safety control during New Year's Eve activities to prevent accidents. This means that various measures will be taken across the country on this special night to ensure public safety during the first moments of the new year. However, in Hong Kong, the situation was slightly different. Reports indicate that a grand fireworks display took place over Victoria Harbour in the early hours of January 1, celebrating New Year's Day. Approximately 480,000 people gathered on both sides of Victoria Harbour to watch the fireworks show. Surprisingly, a large number of Chinese tourists who attended the fireworks display did not book hotels in Hong Kong in advance, and after the fireworks ended, they were unable to purchase bus tickets back to Shenzhen. As only the Huanggang port is open 24 hours between Hong Kong and Shenzhen, those returning to Shenzhen after midnight had to take the Zhonggang bus. This led to some tourists being unable to find accommodation in the late hours, resulting in spending the night in Tsim Sha Tsui subway station, McDonald's, or even on the streets. This situation also reflects that some tourists may not be financially affluent.